Welcome to a Great Day Connecticut. It is a great Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. I'm Kara Sundlin.
Hi, I am Melissa Cole, filling in for the vacationing Scott Haney.
Yes, it's a girls' day.
Girls' day.
A little behind the scenes. Melissa and I often have to say, like, don't talk to me, I'm working, because we sit right next to each other. But then every now and then we're like, tea time. So we have like an hour of tea time, and you brought your tea.
I did. I never go anywhere without
too.
it. And I have my cute mug from Caitlin Nuclo, who is on maternity leave right now.
I brought mine too, so I guess since it has Channel 3 on it, I can leave it up.
Yes.
Sometimes it doesn't look good. So you had a little visitor at your house?
It was a pretty big visitor, actually. I'll set the scene. My husband and I were getting a little lunch in West Hartford Center. My son was home alone, and he heard the Ring doorbell go off, and he went to the door, and there was a bear. So this is a friendly reminder, if you haven't taken your bird feeders in, it's time to take them in, because the bears are out.
That's the bird feeder it's taking right now?
Yeah, it's actually like a squirrel-proof bird feeder.
Yeah, that's why he's working so hard.
Yes, and so he does eventually get it down, and he brings it into the neighbor's yard and tries very hard to open it, never actually does. So we did retrieve it once he left, and it's back in the garage until, next winter. But, he wasn't giving up, and he didn't care when we pulled up in the car. He didn't.
So did you call anyone?
Did you call animal control? No, because they're around our neighborhood. We know this.
Okay.
It's just that we hadn't seen them yet. So we were going to bring the bird feeder in, but we're like, oh, let's leave it up for a couple more days. And then,
oh my gosh.
Here. I don't know how he found it. I mean, they must have like an incredible sense of smell where they can just smell food.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, remember the one the woman was baking in Avon? She was baking her brownies, and the bear with like 3 tags on its ears was on the window, like, let me have a brownie.
Well, that's why my son was so nervous, because he thought that the bear could like find his way into the house. Well, so we left the restaurant quickly and came home. But yeah, it was a scene.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes, I mean, I know your house was locked up, and
right.
And Chad, I'm glad he's okay and all that, but sometimes they do. They've trashed living rooms and cars.
And
they've gone to birthday
on the
parties,
news, and he was like envisioning, the worst. So anyway,
all right, well,
take your bird feeders in, put your trash in the garage. The bears are out and about, and
we just had a story yesterday. They're hiring to be bear huggers. Literally, you go hug baby bears out in the national parks. But
for what purpose is that?
Just because they're cute and they need love, I guess. I don't know.
This bear was not going to be.
No, don't hug your bear. He's too big. All right, it is World Water Day, and it's observed actually every year on March 22nd, and the purpose really is to highlight the importance of fresh, clean water. And actually, there's a great book written by a Connecticut author we've interviewed many times called A Thirst for Home. I highly recommend it for your kids. And it just really illustrates, some people have to walk miles for clean water.
Right. And we're so lucky where we live, right? So raising awareness, and this actually coincides with the United Nations Water Conference, which is taking place from March 22nd through the 24th at the UN headquarters in New York.
Yeah, perfect. So good way to raise awareness, as we don't really think about it when we just fill up our cups for tea. We're very lucky. People in the world don't have that.
Also lucky are the folks who live in D.C. because it is cherry blossom time.
I love these.
Yes, I've been there a couple times in my life. I think I've missed peak time, but right now it's full bloom all along the national parks, and it would be March 22nd through the 25th.
Yeah, and I've also gone, and sometimes I've maybe missed it, by a day or even a weekend. It's still beautiful.
Yes.
I guess it's just right now, if you could be there this weekend, it's really, really big and beautiful. But it's just one of the most incredible things to walk along the National Mall, see the Washington Monument and the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Look at that. Gorgeous. And they've got some nice weather for it, too.
And Taylor Swift is making good on a promise to give tour tickets to a young fan who survived an accident that left her hospitalized with burns. Her name is Isabella McCune. She's a longtime fan, big Swiftie, and it was on her Reputation tour in 2018, but leading up to it, the 8-year-old had a severe accident that left her hospitalized for 9 months, so she missed it. And she promised her, after the accident, that she would get her tickets.
Yeah, she left her a little note that said, Isabella, I hope you feel better soon. I'm so honored you've been listening to my music. You're so awesome, and I can't wait to have you at my show. Stay strong, gorgeous. Love, Taylor. That's so great. So last week, now she's 13 years old, she was a special guest at Swift's concert in Glendale, Arizona. She gifted her 4 free tickets. and they got a whole great event. Look at that.
Oh my God, that's incredible. I'm sure I can't even, I know how important it is to my daughter and so many others who've been trying to get tickets, so for her to make good on that, and what a great option. She looks great. She looks like she's doing much better, the little girl, so that's awesome. She also, Taylor Swift, that is, thrilled fans on her second night of her Eras tour in Glendale, Arizona, as we said, because she appeared to dive into the stage during a dramatic point.
Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Okay. So she transitioned from her songs from debut into Midnights, and she dove beneath the stage to the amazement of the audience. The crowd can be heard screaming and cheering, and people posted all over Twitter.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That'd be a little bit nerve-wracking to see that happen. I wonder what it was.
I don't know if she does that at every show. I'm really. We're going to go to the one in July, so we'll see.
You got tickets?
Yeah, it was an eventual madness, but thanks to Capital One, we did those, and we got the regular price ones, so that was good. So we're going to see. I don't know. Helena's very excited. Apparently, when you go to the concert, you have to dress in whatever album. Like, you have to pick your era.
Okay.
So I don't know what I'm doing.
All right. You're going too? Oh, exciting.
It was just me and her. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's cute.
That was one of her sweet
date.
16 birthday present.
All right. Well, engineers at Columbia University have just made a creamy, gooey cheesecake with a 3D printer. Came after a little bit of trial and error, but here it is. Actually, it does not look that appetizing, to be honest with you.
Is it like, are you going to eat this, really?
Postdoctoral researcher Jonathan Blutinger explains the process and the technology that's just starting to emerge in the world of cooking. Now, I have seen, this is totally different, but a few months ago I did a story at UConn, a lab, where they were making like breast prosthetics with a 3D printer for women who had mastectomies, you know, things like that. But you do see it like strand by strand, you know, coming. Right. So I could imagine, I can picture it making a little cheesecake.
Yeah. But like,
but then do you have to bake it?
But here's the thing. They're saying it's just the beginning. If they can perfect this is dinner solved. You just set your 3D printer, you come home and it like pops out of the
roast
printer.
Turkey, potatoes, cranberry sauce.
You know, I mean, for all the people who don't want to cook, like, okay, I set the 3D printer, it's going to have dinner ready.
Instead of your crock pot. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Well, what about heavy metal healthcare? Have you heard of this?
You know, I was reading the story this morning, and I sort of reminded me of my son doing homework, who claims that very loud music helps him. And they're saying that in the OR, that surgeons who jam out say that there's a study in Germany that showed loud rock music, specifically AC/DC, help surgical procedures, and they were more accurate.
Yeah, this wouldn't work for me because I need concentration, but it also led to surgical students' efficiencies. So now NextMed Health and Click Health have created a new AC/DC-inspired album. The name is, get this, Highway to Heal, with reimagined lyrics and doc rockin' riffs, aimed at inspiring and celebrating life-saving medical professionals who, let's face it, are rock stars of their own.
Yeah, no, I'll put on like light classical or spa music, or, you know, they say Mozart helps, or Google binaural beats. So I can't picture trying to do something where I have to focus with AC/DC, but I know people who say that they need like the loud pounding music to focus.
Yeah, that's not me.
No. So anyway, Jack Daniels is actually going to be going to court today, and they're fighting for their trademark. They're arguing that a dog toy company violated their trademark by creating a product. It's a parody. It's called Bad Spaniel Silly Squeaker.
It does look pretty similar, actually. The VIP products, it's actually including a dog poop references. So this is interesting.
Well, they say that it's like pitting the case of trademark law against freedom of speech, because the company who made the dog toy say, hey, we're just making a joke. But the distiller argues that this toy could damage its reputation of the oldest distillery in America. So what do you think? Can you have I will say they have little cat toys also that are called White Claws.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe it's just a thing now that people are giving their cats and dogs like boozy toys. So
we'll see what happens.
Okay.
We'll keep you posted. All right, a German brewery.
Beer.
Well, first of all, I don't like beer anyway.
I don't either.
But I think beer people would not like this. A German brewery is causing a stir, claiming the world's first powdered beer. The concept is having, for some people,
like lemonade, Crystal Light, only beer.
It's all about helping the environment.
In the studio. Oh, look, you can froth it.
Brewmasters say the future of beer is here. Just add powder, water, and stir.
Ew.
Yeah, everybody's horrified.
Anyway, people are very hopped up about it.
Oh, good one. Look at you with the jokes about fear.
You know, Scott's not here, so
somebody's got to do it.
All right, so this is really cool. You know, we were reading that book, Mad Honey, before, but now they've done I learned so much about bees from that book. But now there's another study. It shows bees not only can problem solve, they teach other bees. And they're saying this is buzzworthy. They just watch them, and they can do like really complex things by watching them, like solving puzzles.
Solving puzzles. Bees watch other bees solve a puzzle, and this new study shows that they actually learn and teach each other.
Yeah, and just like humans, they say they're capable of socially learned behavior, which I think that's so true. So much of what I know I learned that way. I like to watch someone do something rather than just read about it.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, you can tell even if you're just like at a hive, you know, and see them working, like they're working. They're busy.
They're busy. They're busy bees. Busy bees.